Jaylen Wright having surgery opens the door for our boy, Ollie Gordon. Ollie Gordon was already going to have this, we could call it a co-starting role, the Mostert role, the 10-plus touchdown role. He already had it, but now we're looking at a certainty of sorts. Wright won't be back until September-ish. What's that mean? I think he's probably out for a handful of weeks at least, but maybe when he returns, he's not even coming back to anything but a backup role. Gordon's going to look great walking out of week one, walking out of week two. He's such an explosive, aggressive running back that they want to use at and around the goal line. Phenomenal college running back, phenomenal stats he brings to the table, and some explosive plays already at the pro level that we have now on film to say this extrapolates. I can see it. When I watch him run, I can tell that Gordon is a rising star potentially in this league. I love the guy. I can't stop drafting him in double-digit rounds in best ball drafts as we walk into the final week of drafting. Promo code Smitty if anybody wants to draft with us tonight. Make sure you smash promo code Smitty. The link I'll put in the description, or it's in the description of the video right now, but I'll put in the live chat as well in a second, and we'll draft tonight on Underdog and see where he goes. But not only am I drafting him in Underdog best ball double-digit rounds almost every time I draft, I'm also scooping him up, Ollie Gordon, in all dynasty formats. And this does not mean that Achane can't be the number one, number two, number three, number four, number five running back in the National Football League from a fantasy football perspective. Of course he can. We've seen Mostert and Achane coexist when Mostert was a top 10 pick, a top 10 fantasy football running back. I'm not saying Mostert, this type of volume we're used to seeing when this is a 1-2 punch like Mostert and Achane. We're going to see that out of Gordon necessarily. Not saying he's going to have 20 touchdowns, but Gordon and Achane are going to be the 1-2 punch that Miami Mike McDaniel has been trying to recapture from the Mostert Achane rookie season, where Achane averaged 7.8 yards per carry and was more effective than he's ever been with that counterpart in that 1-2 punch. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now. File on in.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Whenever news breaks, we are here doing it live. And this man, Ollie Gordon, is a potential fantasy football 2025 marvel, not to mention a dynasty gem. Achane, again, they can coexist. This is not a knock on Achane's upside or suggesting that Achane cannot be number 5, number 4, number 3 overall fantasy football, production. This is definitely a year that Achane returns to glory. Not that he didn't play amazing last year. Obviously Achane was, but this offense took some stutter steps and some steps backwards. And Miami Mike McDaniel's trying to fix all that. He's trying to figure out what he can do to save his job. Now, I'm not saying I believe in Mike McDaniel. I'll tell you that right now. I don't know if he'll have a job come December, but I do know that if he does have a shot at having a job come December, it will be through the run. If he has a shot come December, it will be keeping Tua upright. If he has a shot at being in this coaching role in Miami in December, it will be through establishing the Mostert and Achane type of 1-2 punch through and via Ollie Gordon, the rookie stellar running back, and his superstar Devon Achane. And that will in turn allow Tua to have more time to throw, more confidence to throw, and really keep the defense honest to the point where we see a balance in this attack again. And I truly believe that Ollie Gordon is on his way to a double-digit touchdown season as a rookie without impacting Achane in the slightest. That's the way I view this situation. We do have a super chat from James. James, I don't know if I have the, let me see if I can find the super chat on screen here. James with the $9.99 hauler. Appreciate you, James. James says, hey, Smitty, what's up? Just finished my big money draft. let's see here. QB JD5, running back Bajan, Bucky, Harvey. Love it, bro. Love it. That quad pod right there is phenomenal. JD5, Bajan, Bucky, Harvey. Love it. Pollard, good trade bait. Benson, potentially good trade bait later. Tootin, potentially good trade bait later. Wide receiver A.J. Brown, Garrett Wilson, Tyreek Hill. I wouldn't draft Tyreek Hill personally, but I definitely understand why people think he could have a rebound. And on the topic of that particular situation right now, yeah, it's, does Achane and does Gordon and does the return of consistency to the offense through the run allow Tyreek Hill to bounce back? It's a great question. I understand why a lot of people might believe in Tyreek Hill. There's a lot of reasons I don't believe in Tyreek Hill. Number one, there's not a lot to explain why he didn't do well last year. You could say his wrist injury was a concern, but he didn't even get the ball to show that the wrist was even a concern. So we can keep blaming the wrist, but he didn't get the football. Now, that's concerning on two levels. One, why? Number two, why they're not scheming stuff for him. Are they going to change that? Number three, what's the relationship between Tua Tagovailoa and this wide receiver? It's fractured. The relationship is fractured. In fact, the relationship is fractured between Tyreek Hill and the entire team and the organization. And I've said this before, while I don't believe that it's fair to call him Antonio Brown in the making, he does feel like this is the early stages of Antonio Brown's unraveling in the NFL. And don't think I'm saying that they're the same now. Antonio Brown and Tyreek Hill are not on the exact same path anyway, in terms of the way that I believe they're unraveling their career in the NFL. But I think that even if there's some differences, there's some similarities in when Antonio Brown started to go off the rails. Think about when he left Pittsburgh. It was kind of like he's a problem, right? Then he went to the Raiders and just completely unraveled. Remember the burning off of his feet, calling grandma and trying to get the Raiders to cut him. And then it just got worse and worse. Then Tampa Bay, his shenanigans got put on hold briefly. And then all of a sudden he's taking his shirt off and running off the field. And then the rest is history. No one's saying that Tyreek Hill is there yet, but I do believe there's similarities in how it all began for Antonio Brown. And I don't know that Tyreek Hill is in a good headspace. I don't know that the relationship between Tua Tagovailoa and Tyreek Hill is repairable. I don't know that the relationship between the team, the players, the organization, and Tyreek Hill is repairable. There's a lot of red flags there to be concerned about. And when we're talking about people drafting Tyreek Hill in the 2-3 turn territory, I think I can be pretty safe in saying that there are much better options than Tyreek Hill, regardless of what the upside could be. The upside case for Tyreek Hill is certainly there. I'm not a moron. Okay, I understand that Tyreek Hill could. There is a chance, a world where Tyreek Hill could be a top 5 wide receiver for one more season. I do believe that upside case is there, but the downside case is so much heavier than the upside case. The scale slams down to the other side. And why is that downside case slamming down? It's not so much all about Tyreek Hill and the negativities and the things that he brings to the table that are the red flags. It's also the fact that there are just safer players around his ADP that make that scale slam down. There's no real argument that Tyreek Hill should be a freaking second or 2-3 turn player. So if I'm you, James, not to go on a total side tangent here, although it is very much related to this in the organization and the team that we're talking about, but I'm selling him. I love Odunze at this value. A.J. Brown, I'm also not a huge fan of this year with the knee concerns and other injuries, hamstring, different things that are going to come down, I think, in the next couple of years for him, and probably starting this year. And the inefficiency of that passing attack and the fact that A.J. Brown was so bored and diva-like himself last year by not getting the football enough that and Hurts wasn't throwing it enough, that he was reading books on the sideline, which ended up becoming some sort of funny story and fun little story to tell your kids. I would have been upset if I was the head coach of this football team. No one's reading a book on my sideline. No one is not cheering on the defense who's trying to get the football back for you, A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown could care less. So I'm not a big fan of drafting A.J. Brown in 2, I'm not a big fan of drafting Tyreek Hill into. In some cases, it's not about whether they can't produce. I know they can. It's about safer options being there. Bucky Irving. Am I taking Bucky Irving over A.J. Brown every single time? Am I taking Devon Achane, who's sliding down to 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 overall? I got Achane at the 20, 21, and 18 last night in 3 straight back-to-back drafts, which was insane. And I'm at the point where when Achane, and I want this to be made very well known that even though I love this guy, Ollie Gordon, and he's going to the moon, Achane is already on Saturn. Achane is on Saturn, colonizing as we speak. These two will coexist. And I'm just telling you right now that I'm scooping up Achane every single chance I get at that newfound ADP that's lingering from 15 to 21 overall. And it's crazy. So if you got an upcoming draft, you grab that guy. You grab him and you do it live. So those would be the potential moving pieces for me if you can get rid of, AJB for a safer option, get rid of Tyreek Hill for a safer option. It sucks those are your 2 starting wide receivers. You're probably like, Smitty, you just punched me in the gut. But, bro, I love JD5, Bajan, Bucky, Harvey. Couldn't be more pleased with that. But Pollard and A.J. Brown for one slightly better player. Think BTJ, think London. I definitely throw Pollard in to get that done. And if waiting for Benson or Tootin to gain some value helps you, then go ahead and go that way. And then, of course, Tyreek Hill, I'd easily give up for a player of equal stature around his ADP. Just throw some names at me, and I'll try and help you with that. Thank you, James. Appreciate you. Okay, real quickly, before I get to the rest of the Super Chats, let me just kind of conclude here and say that if you're trying to catch up here, Jaylen Wright had surgery, leg injury, out till September-ish, and it looks very, very much like Ollie Gordon's going to be leaned upon in a major way. And we already thought that. We've already been predicting that. We've already been putting him on, he's obviously been on the Moon Man list and putting him on any list that I can in terms of players to go get, players to remind you about before your draft begins. Let's do it live. Ollie Gordon is going to explode. Let him cook in 2025.
Let him cook.
Make sure you're drafting Ollie Gordon. Make sure you are. Aloha Chief dropping 5 gifted memberships. Awesome, my boy. I'm glad to see you back. We haven't seen you in here doing that in a while, so very appreciated on this side of the table, my friend. Thank you so much for dropping those gifted memberships. If anybody gets one from Aloha, please let him know how much you appreciate him. Trade Benson for Gordon. They're both midseason monsters, so I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm not torn on that, even though I'm talking up Gordon the way I'm talking him up right now. Love Gordon, love Ollie Gordon. Actually, Gordon's not a midseason monster. He's a moon man, but we've got Benson as a midseason monster and Ollie Gordon as a moon man extraordinaire.
Moon men dropping loads.
So the difference between moon men and midseason monsters are that moon men are, midseason monsters are moon men in training. So my lean is going to be toward Ollie Gordon in this case, but it's not to say that I don't just want both of them, because I think that, they're both moon capable. You start cutting one moon man for another, and it's like I can't control where the opportunity lies. And really that's the difference between one popping off over the other. If Connor went down tomorrow morning, Benson would be a top 8 running back. 8 to 10. And he'd be better than Gordon. If Achane went down tomorrow, Ollie Gordon would go to the mother freaking moon. So it just comes down to opportunity. I would say both. I can't really tell you to cut Benson. I will say I'd rather have Gordon, but I'm not telling you to cut Benson. Make that abundantly clear. Achane or Genty. Genty, Joey, and it's not really close, bro. I mean, Genty's my number 5 overall player. Just drop Dylan Sampson for Ollie Gordon. Do it live. That's acceptable. I will say that, again, I don't mind having both of them. I'm not telling you to drop Dylan Sampson. Trade Bo Nix plus Kyron for Hampton and or Hampton. Okay. Nix or Kyron, Nix or Hampton for JD5. In a super flex? No. In a non-super flex? Hell no. But I love JD5, bro, but Bo Nix is fantastic, and Kyron and Hampton's a big piece. So I'm going to say negative on that one, Ghost Rider. Don't do that. Stand down. We got a $20 super chat from my boy Troy. My boy Troy coming in strong with the 20 watt on screen. Troy, you know I appreciate you, Troy.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Thank you, Troy. Appreciate you. Troy says, first super chat of the season. Attaboy. Rate my team, Smitty. 0.3. 1.3 pick. 12 team. JD5. Gibbs. Chase Brown. Sharps. Tootin. Gordon. Love it. I know when people drafted recently, or like within the last like couple weeks, because everyone's getting Gordon right now. Everyone's getting Ibuka if they can, or like in this case, getting Rice in round 7. Fantastic. Hunter. Love seeing these teams. Worthy Pickens, Hunter, Rice, Debo. Love the squad. Not even a thing to change, bro. Really. You just wait. Let Tootin, Gordon, Sharps, Debo, Pickens, Worthy, Hunter, all these guys gain value. Love the squad. If this is a 12-man, yeah, it is a 12-team league. I'm going to say 8.5 out of 10, which is one of the higher scores I've given in the last handful of days, bro. 8.5 out of 10. Just so much power. We need more power. I mean, the team's loaded, bro. Smitty, rate my team 12-man. Burrow, Henry, Hall, London, BTJ, Pitts, Hunter, Pacheco, Abuga, Sharps, Blue, Penix Jr., Blue Penix. Bro, you had to put commas between every name but Blue and Penix. Is that subliminal? Like, what are we doing there? Blue Penix, the Blue Penix, Brashard Smith, Sharps, Ibuka. Love the squad. Love it. Doing it live. Someone's got to name their team name the Blue Penix, bro. they gotta do it. We need a shirt now. I think we might need a shirt. Blue Penix. You know, Jaden Blue, Penix Jr., Blue Penix and Associates. Good squad, bro. I'm not a huge fan of drafting Henry over, like, let's say Bucky or something, but it depends who was available. So I'm not opposed to what you did there. I just don't really know what was going on. Hall is a guy I like a lot. I think people undervalue him, but depends on what the opportunities were there. So I like the squad. I would say London, BTJ, Burrow, Henry, Hall. This is a very 8.0-esque team with Ibuka sitting there. Hopefully Ibuka's in your lineup. Trade opportunities would just be trading, Henry for 2 players like a Hendy or a Hampton or a Kyron. If you could get another additional upgrade, like, hey, let me upgrade Hall slightly, or let me upgrade Pacheco slightly, or just get 2 players for 1, and then it gives you more power to make another trade. But love the squad. Very, very solid. Very, very good. Nice work. Blue Penix and Associates. I have JCM and Eckler on the bench. Keep Eckler or Sampson. I'd rather have Sampson than Eckler. I don't really think Eckler's got a lot of value long-term on any level. I have the 6th pick in a 2 QB league draft. No QBs go in the first round. When should I take my first QB? What are some good draft strategies? 2 QB leagues. How does nobody draft well in your league? That's insane. There's 2 rules of thinking, my boy. You either go against traffic on this and you scoop up 2 elite quarterbacks, and then by the time everybody swings back around, because they will start drafting quarterbacks, you have literally Josh Allen and JD5, and you annihilate everybody. So could it backfire on you and that just players don't fall just right? You're just in the wrong spot at the wrong time in the draft? Maybe. But if I could get Josh Allen and JD5, or if I could get one of those guys and still get Mahomes, and then when everybody starts going quarterback shopping, it's going to relatively reset the board for you, in that you're going to get, 2nd and 3rd round players in rounds 3 and 4, and you're going to still clean up. I would say run a mock draft or two, or just a scenario on a piece of paper or whatever, and see what your RBs and wide receivers look like in that context with a potential Mahomes or two Josh Allen types, But I don't know that I'm just going with traffic on this one. I might go against traffic. It's, it's crazy that they're not drafting QBs. But if you wanted to go with that flow, then you're going to have to decide when to go QB when they start flying off the board. I personally would take a QB at least in the second round, even if they're barely starting to grab those guys. That way you've got a Gibbs and a JD5, which is unbelievable. But again, if you have Josh Allen and JD5, or Josh Allen and Mahomes, or Joe Burrow and JD5, and then, yeah, they all grabbed quarterbacks or non-quarterbacks, but bro, you're still looking at probably having Kyron and having Hendy and probably having, maybe even like a London still in that scenario. So I probably would still maybe consider the quarterback, honestly, in that scenario, in that setting, for sure. But it's up to you. You know historically whether that's worked if you've ever tried it. 12 1-point PPR Dak, Genty, Chase Brown, JJ, JSN, Kraft, Igbuka, Travis Hunter. Also have Rice, Benson, JCM on the bench. Any moves? Love the team. I would probably say if it's me, I'm more than likely standing down because I don't want you trading Genty or Chase Brown or JJ or JSN or Igbuka or Hunter. Pickens, love the entire roster. Rice waiting in the wings. Honestly, you're waiting for JCM and Benson to gain more value. And then maybe you swing back in after week one, buy low, potentially sell high. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know that I want you moving any of these guys. I would maybe trade JSN and JCM and JSN for like a London or Bucky or Kyron or something. So I guess look at that now, Chuck. If you could maybe pull something like that off, I'd be okay with that early on. Start one flex, Bill, Ollie, or Scat. Probably Ollie in week one, my boy. Or Bill or Ollie for me, not Scat. I think Bill is a little bit riskier, but maybe more upside to get more work, and Ollie's probably safer. I'd say Ollie. Best flex, Hendy or Igbuka. Probably Hendy, but I want both of them on my lineup. You need to start both of them, my boy. How are we feeling about Dak and Drake this year at QB? Love Dak, bro. Drake May's solid too. Any interest in Fields? We like Fields a lot, but I'm not sure that I could draft. I mean, Mahomes. See my league, they're trading Mahomes or the 4 elites. Okay, I mean I like Penix Jr. a ton. Penix Jr. and Dak are two of my favorite quarterbacks that are not ranking, or costing as much. I like Fields a lot, but I like Penix Jr. a lot more if that's an option for you to go get. And in some cases, Penix Jr. is on waivers. Would you stash Sean Tucker or Brooks? Taj Brooks. If I had Chase Brown, I'd take Brooks, but Sean Tucker is a very, very solid stash and a must grab, and the backup and cuff. You know how many people I've been arguing with all offseason long about who the cuff is to Bucky Irving, and I'm like, it's Sean Tucker. They're like, no, it's not. It's Rashad White. It's not Rashad White. 12-man Hurts, and Tucker's amazing if he gets in there. 12-man Hurts, Kyron Williams, Swift, Collins, and Jigba, Ferguson, Igbuka, benches, Bigsby. Upgrades would probably be, honestly, I'd like to get rid of Swift if possible. I don't know that you have a lot of bench talent to do anything though. So you either have to give up, Swift and JSN for like a big monster and then roll with one of your Bigsby options, which is not crazy. So you trade Swift and Njigba for Hendy, for Bucky, for Achane, who's doubted right now. You might just win your league if you're able to pull off that buy low opportunity. But you might also have to wait until you come out of week one with no depth to make any trades. And really, that's only 2 players I'd want to move. So keep trying. Try for one big monster for those 2 guys. And then you put Bigsby in, So 12-man PPR, 6-point TD. Bo Nix, Chase Brown, Marion Hampton, Tyrone Tracy, JCM, Gordon Benson, CD, Dak, JMO, Adunze. Any moves? Probably say Love everything about the Knicks, Chase Brown, Hampton, and CD situation. Dak, Jamo, Adunze, JCM, those pieces I can move around. So if I'm trading like JCM and DK for one slightly better London or whatever, sure, absolutely. Jamo and JCM for even a Lad McConkey would be intriguing. Jamo and JCM for Lad McConkey. You might like Jamo as much. I just don't think he's got the upside that like a Lad would have. So go higher than Lad if you can, though. You know, you're swinging for potential BTJ or London. I think if you're going to go running back upgrade, so let's say you were to go JCM and Jamo for Kyron, that would be unbelievable. That would be a smart move, a good play. Love Kyron right now. Achan's such a good buy low right now. People are just unaware of how good Achane is for whatever reason. They doubt him because of his size. He has a itty bitty calf injury. He's fine. He's ready to go. Is there a little bit of risk? Yeah, but every player's got that, and I don't get the sense that his calf injury is a big deal at all. This $20 hauler from Harris.
Alert. Super chat alert.
I think this is Harris. Or Jay Harry. Appreciate you. Rate my 10-man team. And real quickly, just getting this one. We start in Bigsby or Ollie. Unless we hear something amazing about Bigsby, it's Ollie, my boy. It's easy. And then Sharps, Kirk, and 50% fab for Rice. Sharps, Kirk, and 50% fab for Rice. Yeah, absolutely do that one, bro. That one's easy. $20 hauler, rate my team. Hurts, May. Is this Superflex? I don't see it. Hurts, May, Achane, Henry, Harvey, Sharps, Ollie, Jettas, Nico, Tyreek, Rushy, Rice. I'm getting rid of Tyreek. What do you think? Moves? You're the man. No, you're the man. I would definitely get rid of Tyreek. Tyreek, and let's say you might wait until like Sharps or somebody gains value, but I certainly try. And I'm not a huge Derrick Henry guy this year, so could I trade Derrick Henry for like a Lamb? Absolutely. Would I trade Derrick Henry and Tyreek for Lamb? No. But would I try and get Lamb in something? Sure. Would I try and maybe throw in something else to upgrade? Would I trade Derrick Henry for Jamar Chase? Absolutely. Would I trade Derrick Henry for Lamb? Absolutely. Would I trade Derrick Henry and Tyreek for Jamar Chase? Maybe. For Lamb, I think I just want more, but I love Achane and Harvey. I think Achane and Harvey are just fine. Now, there's nothing wrong with getting rid of or keeping depth and everything, but I just don't know that Henry's a player I want to have if I can and am able to trade him in for a first-round player. Genty, Henry for Genty, Henry and Tyreek for Genty and something, Henry for Hendy and some sort of other player, and maybe you can upgrade something as well. But Henry to me is a player that I want to potentially capitalize on trading before it potentially drops off. Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. This one from Dalton. And bro, don't trade Henry if you love him. But that's the only piece I don't love on the team. Everything else, I'm just kind of waiting until week one plays out. That's such a good squad that you have. And you got some guys that are going to rise up in value. You got plenty of trade opportunity later. 10-man PPR, Knicks, Jamar Chase, London, Chase Brown, Hampton, Kittle, Pearsall, bench, Rice, Debo, Harvey, JCM, Gordon, Tootin, all these amazing players to rise up eventually. Knicks, Chase Brown, London. I love this squad. Not much to do here unless you're going to trade Pearsall and Debo for one bigger player. Maybe somebody has, buyer's remorse with their situation and they need two wide receivers for one, London, BTJ, etc. And I definitely trade Debo and Pearsall for one of those two. Would I trade JCM and Pearsall for Kyron, for Pearsall, JCM for potentially, let's see what other players you could maybe go get. Let's see here. Let me pull up the Underdog ADP. Guys, Underdog will be drafting tonight on Underdog. Promo code Smitty. Please smash the link that is pinned in the live chat here in 1 second. Let me drop the said link. The link pinned now is the thefantasyfootballshow.com. That's my year-round rankings, bold predictions. But this link right here is Underdog. Promo code Smitty. They'll match your first deposit 50% all the way up to $1,000. So, like, let's say you were to trade JCM and Pearsall. Maybe you could get at running back Harvey. Do you have Harvey? You don't. Harvey would be perfect. Harvey would be perfect. JCM and Pearsall for Harvey. JCM and Pearsall for Chuba. Debo and JCM and Pearsall for Trey Henderson. All those moves. And if not, you just wait until the value's there to make those trades. Thank you for the $1.99, Michael. I don't see you didn't attach anything to it, but I appreciate you dropping that super chat, my boy. Thank you very much. Make sure you always include the message in the super chat. Otherwise, I'm not going to see it because I'm going through all of these different messages and it'll get so lost in the shuffle. 10-man PPR, Knicks, Chase, London, Chase Brown, Hampton. Is that the one I just read off? JCM, yeah, it is. Great job, bro. Love the squad. Chase Brown. $5 hauler from Fernando. Any moves? Harvey, Dobbins, Mondre, Najee. Don't love the depth at running back at all, bro. You got Harvey and that's it. So you got to maybe make a move there. Puka, Garrett Wilson, MHJ, Buka, Tillman. It's a little thin. I know it's dynasty, so maybe, you know, that they've been hit by some things, but I would say trade Puka on the high right now. And if you could swing down to an MHJ or a Garrett Wilson or a potential Lab McConkey or maybe even a let's see here, JSN, you know, something like that. You got Garrett Wilson already. MHJ you got already. Freaking A, man. Puka, you know, you could just roll with Garrett Wilson, MHJ, Puka. Let's trade Puka for an RB alone. So I would say Kyron, but that's tough because it's not like he's a spring chicken. So I'd rather you go after using Puka, Hampton, Hendy, obviously Bucky, Chase Brown, and the boys, but you're gonna have to give up more. And if it's dynasty, I'd probably surrender first rounders, bro. Not necessarily multiple, but I'm giving up a first rounder and Puka to go get. Well, first of all, try and give up Puka for Hendy straight up. If you can't do that, you might have to surrender a pick and then get two players back or do some sort of upgrade. Example, you send maybe. I don't even think they want Ramondre or Najee or anything like that. You know, Blue or Tootin potentially with Puka for. Yeah, I don't know. Try Puka for Hendy, Puka for Hampton, Puka for Kyron and something, but you got to understand that Kyron's not a spring chicken. And if you're not ready to win now, and this team's kind of close to it, you could win now potentially. But I'd be more apt to go after. You could also trade Puka for. You have to be really careful. But if you were to go after another wide receiver that's a step below, let's call it London, let's call it BTJ. Some might have Puka higher than those guys. Maybe they don't. Hunter, potentially Rashee Rice. You'd have to get more at the RB spot. You won't be able to get a Hendy, but maybe you're getting something that's pretty damn good, like Breece Hall, for example, like Rice and Breece Hall for Puka. Go to the Rice owner, see what they have. That would be something kind of wild if you were to get Rashee Rice right now off of all the panic, and then you could get like a Breece Hall on top of it, who's still very young, and I think people don't give Breece Hall the credit and respect he deserves for being a young and an exciting player that if things don't work out in his current home and he's not a superstar, they will trade him. So he's probably getting another shot somewhere. If he fails in New York, it's kind of like a safety mechanism. Two $20 haulers, one from Sir Charles and one from 321. 321, appreciate you. Let me hit this real quick. Appreciate you both.
Super chat alert.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you. If you can only land 2 out of Hampton, Hendy and Harvey, which 2 do you prefer? Hendy and probably Hampton for safety. I love Harvey, though. Which 2 do you prefer? Those 2. But I prefer all 3. I draft Sunday, so hoping to pick around 1 to 2 turn. Going for Genty, BTJ. Love that. JD5, Hampton, Hendy, Hunter, Harvey, Igbuka. Yeah, and, mix in a few other players. But, yeah, those are the usual suspects here on the channel. But make sure you're also building around it the best you can instead of just grabbing all of the breakouts just in case something is slow moving. Remember, Chase Brown was one of the channel's biggest predictions last year, and it took till week 4. So somebody that may have invested heavily could have been in some trouble, in weeks 1 through 3. So just be careful. Make sure you have enough support. Igbuka is for sure a player I want on almost every roster. But great job with the plan there. And Genty's one of my favorite players to draft, bro. I want him in every draft right now. I want Genty in every draft. I want Ollie Gordon in every draft. I want Mahomes and still want Rice at the newfound value. And people might think I'm doubling down on Rice. I'm just acknowledging the upside that is Rashee Rice in round 7. It's just he's a top 5 wide receiver. It's a complicated, messy situation, and he's not injured. Like, everyone's treating it kind of like, he's hurt, though, like in their mind, right? No, he's not hurt. He's just suspended. He's going to be a top 5 wide receiver per start. So consider Rice later as well. And Charles, appreciate you. 12-man, 0.5 QB. Let's see if I can swing this over here. Hold on. 12-man, 0.5 QB 2, wide receiver 2, running back 2, flex. Dak, Hall, Hampton, BTJ, Buka, and Joku, Gibbs, Hendy, bench. Ollie, JCM, Horton, Burden, Pitts, Coleman, Reed. I really believe in Horton replacing DK. Would you drop anyone for Penix or Tesla? Mims or Reed? I would probably consider. Look, Reed might go. Reed might eventually go on IR or something. His situation is not like great right now, but he's trying to play through it. But he has that Jones fracture, and man, that Reed is just in a bad shape right now. Wouldn't be surprised if we just all of a sudden heard Reed's going on IR. Not going to cut him, though. I like him, but then again, I'm looking at this and I'm saying to myself, like, Reed's going to be hampering you. It's so hard. I definitely want Penix Jr. I like Horton a lot. I do think Horton's going to be a potential star. I don't think you can really cut anybody, though, bro. Like, I want you to get. You can do a 2-for-1 and open up a spot, potentially. I like the team. Gibbs and Hendy's unbelievable. Ollie on the bench is fantastic. JCM on the bench is fantastic. Those guys can't really be traded all that high right now. Well, JCM could, but I don't know that you need to upgrade anything other than, like, let's say you traded JCM and Hall for a slightly better running back. I'd be okay with that. Hampton, BTJ, Buka, love it. JCM to upgrade Njoku into a top 3 or 4 tight end, sure, but depends on what you'd have to give up, because I don't even know if that would fully get you getting McBride would be hard. JCM and Njoku probably not getting you McBride. What else would you have to add into that? Love the squad, though. Pitts is also really good too. I don't mind, I don't mind trading Njoku to a tight end needy team, though, and rolling with Pitts. That's something to look at. See if anybody needs a tight end. Njoku and JCM for like one player, open up a spot, then you can grab Penix Jr. or Tesla. But I don't think I'm like cutting Reed yet. But then again, I could see this being a mistake later. Like, you should have just got rid of him. I don't know. The Jones fracture is really bad, and Matthew Golden's value is going up by the day just because there's no one else to catch the football, and he will be thrown to the fire. So my evaluation of Golden, admittedly, is changing just because the opportunity is going to be there for him. He's going to be, force-fed the ball. I still think he's not quite the prospect people want him to be, but he's going to be force-fed the ball. He's going to have some good production here and there. I don't know how consistent he'll be, and keep in mind that the Packers just don't use players the same way, so it's tough to say. But Reed is definitely not going in a good direction. Good squad, bro. I'd probably stand down on anything unless you're trying to upgrade Hall using JCM or trading JCM and Njoku to get something. You just kind of wait on that squad, Charles. It's a really good team. Appreciate you. I'd say you're definitely on the verge of like an 8 out of 10. Just with one thing, working out right on your bench even. It doesn't have to be a trade. Sent McBride, Swift, Jennings for Achane, Rice, and Garrett Wilson. McBride, Swift, Jennings for Achane, Rice, Garrett Wilson. Yeah, good luck with that, Brophy. That'd be quite a lambasting. Smitty, Travis, can you rate my team? I don't know if Travis is in the chat right now. I haven't really read much of the chat, so he'll if he's in there, I'm sure he's giving you a good take. Thank you for the super chat. Kerry, appreciate you. Flex, Sharbs, ETN, or Keon. Probably Sharbs right now until we hear something that makes us feel differently. How early do we draft elite QB? All depends on flow, Michael. I cannot just give you a draft slot. We are best player available community, and on the clock, we can only tell on the clock. There's no set time. I would say 3rd and 4th round. I'm contemplating it if I don't like the other pieces that are available. And that goes for 14-team league, 10-team, 12. Just depends. If I'm sitting there and I go, JD5 is the best player available, I'm taking JD5. It's that simple. It sounds very, very obvious and Captain Obvious, but it depends on who's available. I'm not going to force a T. Higgins when I got JD5 sitting there staring me in the face. But if I've got Hendy still on the board, then I'm going later quarterback. Fields, Genty, Harvey, Nico, Garrett, Hunter, Rice, Ibuka, Cam, Tootin, Bill, Tank, 12-team. Like it a lot. Harvey, Genty, Nico, Garrett's really strong, bro. I don't even think I want to trade any of this. You're waiting on Bill and Tootin to gain more and more and more value. Would I contemplate trading Bill right now to upgrade Garrett slightly into that London and BTJ territory? Sure. Past that, I don't want to trade any of those guys unless Bill upgrades Fields a little bit. That I would also strongly consider. So nice job on that. 10-team league here. Can you rate my 10-man league? Superflex. JD5, Dak. Love the quarterbacks. Penix Jr. You could maybe even, having 3 QBs is never bad, but you could maybe trade one of those quarterbacks. I'd probably trade, I don't know which one. I'm not trading JD5. I'd probably just see which one got me more. But Dak or Penix, nothing wrong with holding on to them, but I think you're also potentially able to upgrade your lineup. So maybe Scary Terry, although I know you want that stack. Scary Terry, or if you wanted to, you could upgrade JSN. And I know you got Dak too, so you could trade Penix Jr., but the problem with Penix Jr. is he's got the least amount of upside to trade right now. So maybe you wait a week, let Penix Jr. ball the hell out, and then you're looking to upgrade JSN or McLaurin. And yeah, that's probably what I'd do. Unless somebody's willing to overpay for the Superflex, the quarterback, I'm going to wait to trade them because they will get injuries. You won't, and you'll have a ton of upside, my boy. So wait a week. Rate my team. And that team was with the Superflex option, or the triple quarterback, I'd say you're definitely an 8.0. Once you make a move, this thing could go to 9. Rate my team, full PPR, Baker, Purdy, Amon-Ra, BTJ, London, Ibuka, Achane, Henderson, Harvey, Monty. Even though it's a 10-man league and everybody's loaded, this is an 8.5 out of 10. This is fantastic. Do I even trade anything? Maybe Monty. But what are you going to get? It's a 10-man league. People aren't after Monty. Upgrade your quarterback. Baker or Purdy or both with Monty to get like a Bo Nix or a slight upgrade. Absolutely fantastic squad, my boy. Fantastic squad. I think somebody dropped a $20 hauler and I didn't acknowledge that was a 20, did I? Let me see if I can find that super chat real quickly. Who was that just dropped that 20 wad? That was Dorsey. Smitty, rate my... Oh, no, that's a new one. $20 hauler here from Dorsey. Dorsey, let me put that on screen. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Let me see if I can find that $20 hauler. I think it was Drizzo. Drizzo, with your squad, can you land... If you can only land... Oh, no, I did acknowledge that one. Thank you so much, my boy, for the $20 hauler. Sir Charles, you as well. And Dorsey with this $20 hauler. Appreciate you, Dorsey. Dorsey coming in strong
Alert.
with 20 wad.
Super chat alert.
Dorsey, thank you very much. Go watch that. Where do you draft? How do you trade? How do you draft? Rushy Rice video. That's up. Smitty, rate my team 10-man PPR. Josh Allen, Bucky, Gibbs. Wow. Mike Evans, Pickens, Igbuka, Loveland, bench, Worthy. Wow. You could trade, I don't know what you'd upgrade. Evans and Pickens for like a Lamb. For Jamar Chase, maybe. Otherwise, you're stuck with like Worthy and like, what do you do? Worthy, Evans, and Pickens. Good problem to have. And Buka, I'm not taking out of my lineup. He's the guy that might be the next Malik Neighbors. So I am trying to go to the teams like Lamb, Jamar Chase, JJ, even Neighbors. You could risk it with Neighbors, honestly, with this team and see what they need. Maybe they need wide receivers. So Evans and Pickens might work for them, or even Worthy and Evans, maybe keep Pickens, either one, but two of those receivers for one. That's probably what I'm doing. Even if you don't do that, this is an 8 to 8.5 team. Phenomenal squad. Traded Tyreek and Mark Andrews for Dylan Sampson, Josh Downs, and a 26th third rounder. Traded Tyreek and Mark Andrews for Dylan Sampson, Josh Downs, and a 26th third rounder. Juan, I don't know that you did well in that trade. That trade doesn't really do anything. I'm not saying that Tyreek can get you the world right now in Dynasty, but I don't know. I think that's one of those trades I would have waited and hoped that he did something in week 1 and then sell him high. Like he really didn't get anything back. My running backs, I like Dylan Sampson, but we just don't know. Josh Downs, I like. Those are good projects, but they're not anything guaranteed. My running backs are Aaron Jones, ETN, Jordan Mason, Sampson. Man, you're killing me, Juan. Obi-Wan 03. I don't know what you're gonna do with this team. I mean, you had an opportunity to maybe get something, and you just kind of threw it away. I like Sampson. I don't get me wrong, but he's a project. He's a hopeful player that can rise up and be a midseason monster. But I love Ollie Gordon. Don't trade him. But your running back stable is very, very weak right now. Lots of shots at running back. You are, but you're also, I don't know. I don't know. I only love Ollie Gordon and Sampson on this running back in this running back room anyway. I mean, Aaron Jones is potentially on his last, leg. And not even. I mean, he might not even be good. I don't know what I would have done there, bro. I think you kind of maybe let go an opportunity, to be honest, to maybe get the most out of that Tyreek Hill value before you just sent it for nothing. I mean, you should at least got something like a Breece Hall somehow. You know what I mean? Like traded Hill and a bunch of stuff and got Breece Hall, or traded Hill in a first rounder to get a receiver that had more longevity, kind of like in a way of upgrading. That's the best way to like deceptively get rid of a guy like Tyreek Hill. Is you can't get rid of him for one. You just proved that you get nothing in return. But if you go Tyreek Hill in a first rounder for a wide receiver like MHJ, then all of a sudden people are like, well, I'm not getting rid of MHJ for Hill. I'm getting the first rounder and the shot of Hill. It becomes more attractive. And so it's deceptive. Thank you for that $2 hauler. It's blank. Quincy, you got to throw the super chat in the message. Otherwise, there's no way I'm going to see the other message by the time I get around to it. 12-man, 12-team PPR, Mayfield, Penix, Michael Tesla, Horton, Cook, Jalen Warren, Neighbors, BTJ, Kittle, Waddle, Ferguson. Who would you drop Ferguson? Would I drop Ferguson for Sampson? Probably. I like Sampson, and again, to Juan, who picked up Sampson, I like Sampson. He's a good player. It's just not a guarantee, and I certainly wouldn't like trade Hill for him. Horton, Cook. I'm trading Cook. Get rid of Cook. Yeah, this is tough, man. I like Neighbors, BTJ, Kittle. Trading Waddle, trading Cook. Get rid of Waddle and Cook for one monster, Charles. That's what I'm doing. Charles, appreciate you. This one here from Loves Combat. Appreciate you for dropping the super chat. Rate my team, 10-man. JD5, CMC, Genty, Mason, Sharps, Scattaboo, Ollie, Ladd, JSN, Tyreek, Hawkinson, Hunter. I mean, you got two players I just don't draft, so you're not going to get a high score from me. Loves Combat, but if you get rid of CMC and get rid of Tyreek, I mean, now we're talking. You know, CMC for a Hendy and something. Like you get Hendy, and I know you got Hunter, but like a Hunter-esque player. JSN and Hendy, Hampton and JSN, MHJ and Kyron, MHJ and Harvey for CMC, Tyreek Hill for MHJ. Give up another piece somewhere to get that done. Mason and Tyreek for you know, a player. I think that might be the best course of action for you. That's what I would do. Appreciate you, my boy. This one here from 628. Appreciate your super chat. 10 team. Am I keeping Worthy in the 10th? Plan to start with 2 running backs depending on how picks go. Which wide receivers would you take ahead of Genty? Only Lamb and only Jamar Chase. And then which would you take ahead of Achane, Bucky? Receivers? Lamb, maybe JJ, maybe Neighbors, just depending on the situation, man, and how much you can back them up. But I definitely think Genty's better than probably. I would take Genty over even JJ. Yeah, like I said, it'd be Lamb and Chase. But you get to Bucky, Achane, and it's tough, you know, like BTJ maybe. Amon-Ra's even in consideration there. Nico's in consideration. Just kind of depends on the flow of the board. But in general, I'd rather have Bucky and Achane back to back and then go wide receiver shopping later. That's the way I would build in a 10 or 12 man buddy league. In best ball, it's a little different, but in best ball, I'm still tempted to oftentimes go running back, and I do. I miss the great content and news without these team reviews when all the teams are almost identical. Achane or Hampton, if draft capital didn't matter. Thanks. Well, you know, look, when we get to this time of the year, it is what it is. I definitely do the opening and monologue of news, bro. So in a way, Slick, I mean, you got that from me already. You know, every show I try and provide that intro, that beginning, that monologue, so that you're getting that without the super chats. So I feel like I do a good job of doing that. And then I also open up phone lines. And when I get through super chats, we still have a solid conversation and potential phone lines opening. So I hear you, but I do give you a 10 or sometimes 5 to 15 minute intro. You know what I mean? Achane or Hampton? I'm going Achane. Like Hampton, but Hampton's like that top of third round player. Achane's a bottom of first, you know, top of second for me. And I can't believe he's even falling. It's wild to me that people are allowing Achane to fall to 18, 15, 22 overall. It's insane. Rate my team, Lawrence. And keep in mind, rate my team's almost over. The league, you know, the league calendar year is starting. So we're not going to have a rate my team really anymore. You know, it's just right now. All right. Charles, a $100 holler. Charles, you get to choose a video, my boy. You get to sponsor any video you want. Let me know what video you want your name on, Charles. Appreciate you dropping that $100 holler, you monster. Straight up monster, Charles.
Smitty. Everybody's pretty.
Frank dropped Judkins for Samson. I'm fine with that. There is word that Judkins could sign, you know, soon. That it's potentially in the works, but we still don't know what the league is actually doing, and that could be just a rumor. People are trying to get clicks. Who knows? From this $100 holler, Smitty, love what you do. You're smashing it every day, and I have a draft this weekend, 14-team Superflex that includes a QB in the Superflex. Includes QB in the Superflex. Well, yeah, that's what Superflex is for sure. Would you take 2 QBs to start off the draft? If 2 QBs, what 2 would you take? I usually, Charles, my strategy is always to go top 5 quarterback. And if you can't get a top 5 quarterback, Mahomes being that 5, right? That 5-6. Then I'm going Knicks in round 2. And then I go non-quarterback up top. But usually Mahomes will slip, and especially now with the Rashee Rice news, he'll probably fall all the way to 10. So unless you have like the 11 or 12 pick, which you can get Knicks very easily then, right? With one of those picks. and you can even take Nicks at the top of it just to be safe if you had 11, let's say. But you're getting Mahomes. Once you get Mahomes, you could go Nicks in round 2, but I return to non-quarterback drafting, Charles, for as long as I can, but you have to be vigilant. Once Penix Jr. or Cam Ward is going to get taken, you have to grab them that pick or before and be on top of that ADP, counting the ADP slots, the suggested rank, making sure that their ADP is not going to expire by the time you get on the clock. You've got to be vigilant, my boy. If you get Penix Jr. and Mahomes and you go non-quarterback drafting in rounds 2, 3, 4, you're going to clean up. That would be my ultimate advice for you to smash your draft. So I appreciate you. Rate my team. Thanks again for the $100 hauler. You're the man, the myth, the legend. Appreciate you. Look at Charles, man. He's beasting out here today. Rate my team. Lawrence, Hendy, Bajan, London, McConkey, Ingram, Harvey, Pickens. Bench is blue. Krosky, Merritt. Like the team. Is there a little bit to be desired in a couple places? Maybe. I love the fact that you have Pickens and Harvey as like bottom of the barrel starters for you. You're freaking, very, very well rounded. Would I maybe want to upgrade your QB situation? Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm thinking. But with May and Lawrence, you might be okay. Don't force it. I want Hunter in your lineup as well. So maybe you're trading like Pickens, who I love, and maybe you let him do something big in week 1. Because if Pickens outscores Lamb in week 1, people will be overreacting, and it could happen. So Pickens to upgrade May. May might be more attractive to trade right now, but maybe Lawrence has a big week 1. So yeah, I'm trying to upgrade my QB spot. And Mahomes is so vulnerable right now. I think that's one of the easiest players to go attack right now because people are worried about Rice. How am I looking at 10-man PPR? QB Hurts, Harvey, Achane, love it. London, AJ Brown, Hunter, Tyreek. I'm getting rid of Tyreek any chance I get. But you don't really have much to move. No one's buying Mixon. No one's buying Judkins. Rice, you kind of just wait on that value. You're fine, I guess, standing pat unless you can trade Rice straight up for an MHJ, straight up for a Garrett Wilson type player, straight up for a Igbuka. Go get Igbuka using Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill for Igbuka straight up. Keep Rice on the bench. Don't trade Rice unless somebody's going to overpay. How did I do? 12-man full PPR. Thanks for that super chat, by the way. 12. Thank you for the super chat, Josh. 9th pick, Neighbors, and we got 10 gifted memberships by DMO. DMO, appreciate you dropping 10 gifted memberships, pal. Thank you. West Rock's dropping the $4.99. West Rocks, you didn't drop a message with it, though. You got to include it in the message. I can't. I'm probably not going to find your other message if you're trying to like write something and then say, go see my message. I can't really find it because by the time I get to it, bro, it's long gone. So just please always, guys, attach your message in your super chat. And if you can't fit it, then that's the whole point of like why they open up more characters for like a, like a $6.99 versus $4.99. How do I do? 12-man. 9th pick, Neighbors, Chase Brown, Hampton, McBride, RJ Harvey, Garrett Wilson, Pickens. Love the team. And look, Golden is going to be pretty saturated with targets. So Golden, I'm starting to change my tune a little bit on Golden. I'm changing my tune on Jackson Dart. You want to know when I adjust and adapt. I'm a human being just like everybody else. Even though I have, reasons why I wasn't high on either one, things change when players get in the NFL and start developing, mature, and their situations evolve. And Matthew Golden is starting to become more of a solid option this year right away because Jaden Reed's got the Jones fracture now, and that's just not looking good. So you've got some value here in trading him or keeping him. I like this team a lot. I probably say the only thing I'd be looking to move or navigate would be, who's your quarterback? I don't think you listed your quarterback. McBride, Harvey, Knicks. Sorry. Sometimes you can barely see Knicks in there. Golden and Knicks is like jammed in there. Those three letters. Love your team. Addison. Yeah, I mean, bro. Mason, Benson, Addison, Golden. Maybe you're upgrading at some point. Nothing in your lineup except for Pickens, and I love Pickens. So stand down, Josh. Take that team into the promised land. Love the squad. Looking really, really good. Charles, thanks again for the $100 hauler. Appreciate you so much. Charles, did you end up saying... let's see here. You're good, bro. Here's another $5. Thank you. Let me see. West Rocks. Let me see if West Rocks had a message. I can search for it, West Rocks. Hold on. Let me see if I can find you, my boy. West Rocks, do you have a question? I did search for you and I don't see a question anywhere. I see you're good, bro. Here's another $5. LOL. Damn it, I suck at YouTube comments. Laughing my ass off, says West Rocks. West Rocks, I got you right here. Okay, I see your message. Here we go. I got you, bro. Don't worry. I found you. I got you covered. Lamar Jackson, 10-man league, PPR. Hendy, Bajan, BTJ, Hunter, Ferguson, Tetero, McMillan, Adunze, Hall, Sharps, Mason, Gordon, Tootin. Thinking of getting rid of Brees and somebody else for a wide receiver. I don't mind that at all. Hendy and Bajan, you're fine. BTJ, Hunter, Lamar. I mean, it's a really good team, bro. If you were to get rid of Brees, Hall, and Tet, let's say, or Adunze and Hall, to go get like that London, or that even, you could even get, like, Achan's attainable right now. Hall and Tetero and McMillan, maybe even adding in Sampson or Mason or Adunze, Hall, and Tet. You could maybe get Achane. You could score an Achane. You could get a Kyron. You don't even have to go wide receiver, right? Hendy and Bijan and BT and Hunter, you could use this flex spot, right? So don't limit yourself to just a wide receiver, but Lad McConkey would be phenomenal using, even using Tet, but Adunze and Hall for Lad and something, or Egbuka for, I mean, honestly, I'd rather Egbuka over Hall. Egbuka's going to be so good. Try that. And don't be afraid to trade Tet. I'm not saying Tet's not going to be good, but don't be afraid to trade Tet and Hall for a big monster. That might be my favorite approach for you. Thank you, Charles. Appreciate you again. And if Charles, if you wanted your name on a video, I'll go trying to look for your comment, but appreciate you, my boy. Josh, thanks again for your super chat. How did you do 12 man? Did I answer that when I did? We got 2 more super chats, and then I'll open the phone lines for just a brief moment. And we will be back later, no doubt about that. We're live at Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern for the news show. And like the guy said earlier, like he loves when I do the news show and everything. And he, there's a lot of super chats right now, but bro, I still do news Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're always doing the news, So there is a lot of super chatting going on and stuff, but I try and keep this part entertaining as well. And then we do the phone lines, Have draft coming up, 8-man. Have PPR, 8th pick. Can you suggest picks? Impossible cuffs, HHH and Associates possible. Yeah, I mean, honestly, Spencer, I can't give you a blueprint like you want all the way straight down the draft. I could just tell you that I'm drafting Genty at 8, and I'm grabbing Genty Bucky. I'm 100% feeling like I would go running back without even seeing the board, because I know based on experience and all the drafting that I do that best player available is probably going to be running back unless Lamb were to fall. Then that would be a board running back and go Lamb. And I'm not saying he would, or Gibbs or Lamb, like if your league was oblivious. But I'm going Genty and probably Bucky, or Genty and Achane, or Genty and whatever. And then I might even in an 8-man go, if you can start 4 running backs, like if you can start 2 running backs and 2 flexes, I'm probably going to go running back, and maybe running back, because you're going to get Rice and Hunter and Egbuka and Debo and maybe a MHJ still in this 8-man league. So that's the way I roll, but that's me. At least go running back probably, in my opinion. Just traded Ollie for Douglas. Before the news? What? Before what news, Mark? I've been, what's your name? Mac? Mac, what do you mean before what news? This news that doesn't really even do anything? We've been talking about Ollie Gordon all freaking week, bro.
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
More than a week, but, oh man. You're trying to blame it on the news. I like Pop Douglas, though, but come on, man. Get him back? I mean, how are you going to get him back? Pay an arm and a leg? I have Bajan, K9, and Bigsby at running back. Well, you're not trading him Bigsby yet. I mean, Bigsby doesn't have the value yet. DK Metcalf, Waddle, Debo, Pickens, Adunze. I don't know, man. I don't know. Waiver? Yeah, he's waiver wire. He's Mark. Mac. What was it, Mac? I'm sorry. I don't want to like pour salt in the wound. Sometimes I'm making an example of it so other people don't make the same mistake. So please bear with me. Yeah, I mean, Gordon is maybe potentially JCM and Gordon might be the best pickups of the year. The odds of being the number one out of the year, they're currently my 10 out of 10, which I usually don't rank maybe one or two players 10 out of 10 all year long throughout the season. We got two preemptive week one waiver wire guys that are ranking 10, Gordon and Krosky Merritt. And, Krosky Merritt's no longer available because, but we've been saying pick him up all offseason. So he was a total win on that board. That's why we're not taking him off. People sometimes say, Smitty, you can't pick up Krosky Merritt anymore. Why is he on your board? Because we want to show that what we've been telling people. I don't know what to get him back. You'd have to tell me what you're going to try and trade. I mean, what are you going to do? Give him a Dunze or Waddle? Then you're just taking a bath on the whole situation. I mean, Pop Douglas. You didn't need Pop Douglas. Why did you do that trade? He's a moon man extraordinaire. I mean, you didn't need Pop Douglas. You got DK, Waddle, Debo, Pickett. Like, you didn't, in the Dunze, you didn't need them. But I would trade Waddle and maybe a Dunze or Waddle and DK for like one bigger wide receiver. K9 and DK, K9 and Waddle for one bigger running back like Hendy or something. I'm sorry, my boy. I'm not trying to like roast you on that one, but it's just when you prefaced it. Well, I did this before the news. What news? This is news, but this has nothing to do with what we've said about Gordon. We've been talking Gordon up as much as we can on this channel. Jim says Ibuka screams mid to a high wide receiver 2. No, Jim, he's a wide receiver 1. What are we doing here? I know you're trying to be positive, Jim, but he's gonna be way better than a wide receiver 2. This guy's a freaking. He's maybe the next Malik Neighbors. In person draft 10-man 1 flex. Josh Allen, Ibuka, Pickens, Barkley, Chase Brown, Kittle, flex, Hendy, bench, Travis Hunter, Golden, Addison, Mims, Ollie, Samson, Benson. 10-man, Josh Allen, Ibuka. I like this team, except for, you know me. I love the Hendy. I love Hunter. Love the squad. You know me, though. I'm looking at this and I'm saying I love everything. Everything. But can I trade Barkley out? Can I get Genty? Can I get Bucky and something? That's where I'm going. Jim says, well, excuse me. It's okay. You don't need to be excused. I'm just saying, it's kind of like saying when the sun rises, it's going to be bright. I think eventually the sun's going to be bright. It's already bright, Jim. You can't try looking at the sun. Don't do it. But it's bright. I think the sun might become bright. It's high noon. The sun might come out. Jim getting bowled up in this mug. Should I take Ibuka and then following round taking Hunter because of the hype? Taking Hunter because of the hype. Why would we take Hunter because of the hype? Why don't we take Hunter because he's a monster? But yes, I Smitty approved that plan in general, loosely speaking. Bigsby, ETN, Ollie, pick 2. To roster, I would say Bigsby and Ollie. But if I could choose Tootin, I'd choose Tootin, just because of the long-term impact, most likely. All right, phone lines are open briefly. No full team evals. I just can't do those on the phone line anymore. Maybe if we were like in the dead hours of the night, like a midnight Eastern show. But right now I can't do full team evals.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Charles says, Smitty, how do I choose a video? You just tell me, Smitty. I love the Triple H and Associates video. That's the video I want. Or the cheat code video for the JD5 video. The Hi, I'm Dom. My mom just warmed me up a Hot Pocket. Or the Genty video, the long Genty video, the Scattaboo video, the McBride video, the BTJ video, the Burrow Stack Boys. Whatever you want, bro. The Take a Lap video, if you want your name on the Take a Lap video, whatever you choose, you just tell me what your $99 hauler wants to be applied to. It could be the Take a Lap. It could be Let Him Cook. It could be any of the videos. It could be Got 'Em. No one's ever on the Got 'Em video. So you choose. Any $100 hauler gets to sponsor any video. The only thing you can't, there's like a couple ones that I wouldn't do. But like the phone line. What, bro? Mute yourself real quick, please.
Yeah, what's up? Hey. Okay, yeah.
All right, yeah. Travis, you're live.
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
If you had Achane and Dynasty, how high are you drafting Ollie Gordon in the rookie?
If I've got Achane and Dynasty, how... Talk real quick. Let me see my phone system. Travis, say something real quick.
Can you hear me right now?
Yeah, okay. Achane and Dynasty, how high am I drafting Ollie Gordon? Hard to say.
In a rookie draft.
Oh, rookie draft. Is somebody really having a rookie draft right now? That's crazy.
Yeah, my one of my Dynasty leagues, I had to replace a couple teams and getting going.
I mean, here's my rule of thumb. My rule of thumb is this, bro. You get to the 2.1, it's fair game to just make sure you get your guy. Once you get into the round two, you just can't mess around. I think that there's a chance though that the hype is big enough that somebody would just step in and grab him at like 10, 11. But I would say that 9 times out of 10, that's in my head. and I pull the trigger early and everyone's like, wow. And then you kind of like, really? So I am very much more of a, I'll put my balls on the table type of thing. I would not allow Ollie Gordon to fall very far. But of course, I'm taking, I think JCM goes ahead of him 10 times out of 10 in a rookie draft. But you never know. We don't even know what this news could do. We don't know if somebody
would you do that?
Would I do what?
Take JCM if you had Achane.
I would probably rather have Ollie Gordon. I would rather have Ollie Gordon personally. But if I thought I could get away with it, yes, I would do that. But Ollie Gordon, to me, I just traded a 28 because I could care less about 2028 right now. I just traded a 2028 first rounder for Ollie Gordon because I
don't have a second rounder right now either,
right
so.
and even got the little eyeball emoji in the chat after it happened, and I knew I would, but I wasn't gonna get him if I didn't wow the person. You can't send a second rounder to get Ollie Gordon. So I threw a first rounder at him. Right. It's 2028. My team is the most lit team you could probably have. And I had to get him. I wanted to get him. I've got him on the roster. I've got JJ and I want to say, let me see if I can show you the team. The team is just unreal. But I wasn't messing around. I'm not gonna try and, I wouldn't have got it done. If I would have sent him, and this is one of those situations where you send somebody a second rounder and then they say no, and then you send them a first rounder and then they're in the business of saying no and they've thought about it, but you get them sleeping. So on this roster, I've got Mahomes. I don't even think I have Achane on this roster. I still did it. Mahomes, Kyron, Bucky, JJ, Garrett Wilson, Kittle, RJ Harvey, Debo on the bench, Ollie Gordon on the bench, Krosky Merritt on the bench, Tank Bigsby on the bench, Keaton Mitchell on the bench. This team's fire. This team is going to have the 2.1 in my mind. It's the last pick. It's the 1.12. This feels like a 2.1 pick. Give me Ollie Gordon. As we're talking right now, if you're in a 2025 rookie draft, if I'm saying 2.1 is easily where I'd take Ollie Gordon, or even 1.12, why wouldn't I give a 2028 first rounder for him? So that's why I did that. But I certainly wouldn't be afraid to pull the trigger at 10 or 11 or 12 just to make sure you get him. And over Krosky Merritt maybe, but I want both of them if possible.
All right, and just real quick, I'll let you get to the other callers. The other day you had said you would give up Achane and Cook to get the 1.01 to take Genty. Would you throw in a late first rounder this year, like a 2025 first rounder, with Achane and Cook, or is that getting to be too much?
You know, part of me wonders what you could get for Cook, you know, and then like, could you regret trading this? But Cook, but I don't know. Achane, Cook, and a late 20 what?
2025. It's the same league. So.
Okay, late 20. So you know the pick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
1.08 or 1.0.
Okay, so mid to late. Okay, so 1.08, let's call it. But the problem,
It's only a 10-team league. So.
the problem is this used to be Igbuka. Now I don't think it will be, but this used to be Igbuka. If this turns out to be Harvey, then it's concerning, you know, that we made the trade. But what do you expect this pick to be? Like, put a player in there because I don't know that I want to vaguely say this and then it ends up being. So what player? Give me a player.
Okay, so let's say the 4 running backs and Travis Hunter's gone. Let's say Igbuka goes, McMillan goes. So now I'm looking at like Warren,
Golden,
JCM. I mean, I would think about taking Ollie Gordon with that pick if I keep Achane.
Let's put Golden.
Kind of that.
Okay, so Cook, Achane, Golden for Genty. I mean, I'd rather have Genty. If this ended up being, it used to be Igbuka, the 1.8 got you Igbuka, then it would be a lot different. But let's just say this was like Tet. Let's say he fell or something. It's very, very tough. I still say Genty. If this were Harvey, that would become a problem for me. Where I don't even know if I could give you the answer because I feel like I could still trade Cook for MHJ or Garrett Wilson or something, and then it's an even bigger situation. But I think I'd rather have Genty. Genty's a monster.
Yeah, it's tough because half the league is like people, you know, from home league, whatever, and half the league is show people. So it's like half of the league are just off on Cook, you know. So it's like automatically no one wants Cook.
Yeah, it's a tough trade. I wish I could give you like a more exact, but it would really depend on those players that were there at that pick. It's really, really hard to say.
Right. And have you heard anything on this Hunter? I guess something somewhere about a beat writer saying I think Hunter's only going to get 60 to 65% of offensive snaps.
I don't care what he.
People in the chat.
I don't care what he.
I don't really care either, but I thought I'd ask you.
I could care. Yeah, I would probably stop listening to that beat writer because the head coach has said he's getting 80%. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I felt the same one.
I mean, when the coach tells you 80% and then the beat writer says no, but I really don't think he's going to. Like, okay, good for him. Dooney says 16-team auction. Gibbs, JD5, Kyron, Achane. Drafted Jamar, Igbuka, Tyler Warren, Sharbs, Tet, Law, Penix, Sampson. Any trades? JD5, Gibbs, Kyron, and Achane's crazy. Drafted Jamar Chase. No, bro. What are you going to do? I mean, maybe when Sharbs gains some value, you can do something. Sure. Maybe Ted and Kyron to upgrade to Genty. Try that. Ted and Kyron to Genty. Ted and Achane to Genty. Or Gibbs. try to get Gibbs. I'm not touching anything unless I'm upgrading Kyron or Achane, and that's it. I'm sitting on that squad. That's a phenomenal squad. Mute yourself real quickly, caller. I'll be right with you. Okay, just please mute. Would you trade Achane for McBride? Running back CMC, Chase, and Hendy. Achane for McBride. No, I would trade CMC. And I don't know. Maybe you don't want to trade CMC. I don't know, but I'm not trading Achane for McBride because I draft Achane over McBride. You know, it's not a horrible trade if you're getting something back, but the value's not there. Redraft Barkley for Genty or Achane. I would draft Genty, Achane, and Barkley in that order, if that answers your question, Thomas. So 100%. Trade Benson for Ollie in a third. I'd rather have Ollie Gordon right now, but again, opportunity could make Benson the better player. Like Benson or Ollie, whoever's starting, and Ollie might start, and we believe he's going to start without even starting, like he's going to co-start. And there's opportunity for Ollie Gordon to be Raheem Mostert, light. I don't think anybody's getting 20 touchdowns in that role quite like the previous year, but is it a 12, 14 touchdown season for Ollie Gordon with Achane playing as a top 5 running back all season long? Maybe. But so I want Ollie Gordon now because Ollie Gordon has starter potential in your lineup, flex worthy, maybe even low end running back 2 worthy value. But if Benson got in there as a starter and Connor was done for the year and he's an injury prone older player, Benson could surpass Gordon. So I want to make sure I'm not just glossing over Benson on this because it really comes down to opportunity, which we can't necessarily predict in that situation. I meant Ibuka has risen up ADP where I need to take him first before drafting Hunter in order to get both. Yes, you got to draft Ibuka over Hunter right now to get both. Exactly. And I value Ibuka over Hunter right now. What's up, Smitty? I was drinking last night and got some things mixed up. Traded Jacobs for Achane. Okay, good. Because I have Gordon. Got it. Running back room is Achane, Hampton, Hendo, Allen, Gordon. Love it. Said Sharps instead of Gordon. I got you. Yeah, Jordan, you were doing your thing last night. Don't worry about it. Never apologize. You came in here with the super chat to explain it. I like that. I like the way you operate. All right, let me go over to the phone line real quickly. Let me hit the 832 caller. 832, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Andrew in Houston.
What's up, Andrew in Houston? What can I do for you?
All right, so I need wide receiver depth, but I have BTJ, Adams, Ibuka, Keenan Allen, and Jordan Addison. But someone offered me Tony Pollard for MHJ, or I could get Corliss Sutton, but with MHJ, I could get Charbonnet also.
No thanks. Tony Pollard for MHJ? Where are you drafting Pollard, bro? I know Pollard, you drafted Pollard and then the Spears news broke, but like, are we drafting Pollard near MHJ? No, we're not. So tell him to kick rocks. I mean, if I'm trading MHJ, bro, I want a Kyron. I want a...
No. I will give him Pollard and I will get MHJ.
Okay, I didn't think that's how you said it, but okay. Yes. No, then you know my answer. Just reverse it. Yeah. Yes.
And he'll get far,
please.
But... Okay. Right,
yeah, and you're getting Sharps as well?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. I'd say thank you. I'd shake his hand after.
All right, thank you.
I'd ask him, I'd say, can I drive over and shake your hand after it's done? Make sure it's done first or he'll back out. That's you tell him thank you for me.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah. All right, later, bro. Jeez. I feel like I got something out of that. Woody Marks or Ollie Gordon. Look, again, opportunity could change this. Just understand that, but because we love both of them. They're both on the board, right? I got Woody Marks as a midseason monster, meaning he could become a star, and Ollie Gordon on the Moon Man list, which means he's probably already a star. So, I mean, it just depends, but I'd say Ollie Gordon. 502, you're live. What can I do for you? Where are you calling from?
Hey, it's Kalen from LA.
What's up, Kalen from LA?
I picked up Ollie from the waivers last night. I did drop Benson, but I have faith in Gordon. But
real quickly, I have faith in Gordon too, but doesn't mean that you have to then not have faith in Benson. So, like, what can you drop for Benson?
I got maybe Downs or Mims.
Yeah, I mean, I like Downs and Mims, but if you're not going to start them, if these guys are bench talent, bench fodder, give me the league-winning running back upside. I would not have cut Benson.
Yeah, no, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'm with it. I'm also trying to make a trade that way I can fill up some waiver spots I could pick up because I wanted both of them, you know. But
yeah,
I want to trade this one guy. He has Hendy and Ibuka. He also has Bill, and people I could trade is like Harvey, Hunter, Adunze. I got Downs, and then Gordon too. I wonder what you might package for Hendy and Ibuka.
you're not getting Hendy and Ibuka for those guys.
Okay. Not even like, I mean, he's high on Travis Hunter. So maybe like
you
Harvey,
could.
Travis, and Gordon.
I mean, I don't really want to get rid of Hunter, but if you got rid of Hunter for Ibuka, which Ibuka is going earlier than Hunter right now, you'd have to give up more.
That's like, yeah, they could be a coin flip, you know?
Yeah, but yeah. So I mean, if you wanted to go that route, I'm okay with that swap. But you're not. Those other guys aren't really going to help too much. I mean, you're not going to be able to get Hendy. Hendy's a freaking, in some people's mind. Is this Dynasty?
No, this is 10-man league. And he also texted me. He was like, I'm sick you got Gordon off the waiver. So he's at least interested in Gordon.
Well, it's a 10-man league, but is it a Dynasty?
No, it's not Dynasty. Redraft.
I mean, I don't know. The thing about that is, like, you know, I love Hunter and Ibuka, and I want both of them. But do I think Ibuka is better right now? Probably. Like, Ibuka is probably going to finish as the #1 rookie receiver.
Yeah, because I have Garrett Wilson and Pickens as my receiver. So having Ibuka over Hunter, that's why I would rather have, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'll try that package if you can approve that. The Harvey, Hunter, and Gordon for those two, and get back to you.
Wait. Harvey, Hunter, what?
Harvey, Hunter, and Gordon for Hendy and Ibuka.
I mean, I didn't approve that.
Oh.
I'm saying I never. Wait, you guys put words in my mouth.
Well,
Harvey.
I mean, like, if you do approve that, I could try to go for that because I think Hendy's going to be, you know.
Okay, yeah. So Harvey. I'm not saying I don't approve, but I never said anything. Okay, here, let me write it out here. Harvey, Hunter, and who? Gordon?
Yeah, Gordon. He seems interested in Gordon, so.
For Ibuka and Hendy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I do that. I would do that. But I just saying I didn't. Now I'll sign off. You want me to sign off on it?
Yeah, give me that speedy approval.
There you go. Signed off.
Yeah,
I love this side, but I would definitely take it. All right, bro.
All right, appreciate it.
You know, part of me wants to put Ibuka on the HHH and Associates. HHH and Associates and E. How can we do that? What can we do on that? Let me see.
In a jam, call HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
How about Triple H and Associates? How about E squared or double E Triple H and Associates? E squared. We got to tie in the double E, the Triple H and double E and Associates. Yeah. All right, hold on a second. Let me hit this phone line real quickly. We got the 805. You're live. 805.
Hey, what's going on, Smitty?
Yo.
I just wanted your thoughts on a trade that I just completed. I was sitting on 2 tight ends. I drafted Warren and Ingram. I wanted to trade for Henderson. So I traded Harvey and Tyler Warren for Henderson and Calvin Ridley.
Harvey and Warren. Is it tight end premium?
No, it's not.
Okay.
They were just the 2 best available at the time. So I drafted Tyler Warren and then Ingram.
Right, and you got Hendy and Ridley?
Yes, sir.
I mean, while I don't want to put disrespect on Harvey, because he could be like, he's got the potential to be the number one rookie running back. Like, he has that potential. But I definitely love Hendy more. Hendy, Ridley, I like this side more. I think you did good on that. I don't want to discredit Hendy or Harvey from having the ability to be that good. But yes, I would have taken that trade. Ridley could be really good.
Thank you, man.
All right, man. Appreciate you. So yeah, a lot of people are saying Triple H and Associates.
HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
Let's change this maybe. I don't know. Am I messing with the beautiful thing here, or is it okay to kind of tweak the sauce a little bit?
Triple H and Associates is pretty good.
But making it Associates. Mute yourself real quickly, caller. I'll be right with you. So just mute, please.
Only way to find out.
Let's change it and see. We'll go Associates. We'll spell it double E. And let's see if I can change I'll change the color to red. Tampa Bay red. So look a little something like this. Triple H and Associates. I'm liking it. Because look, Ibuka needs to be on. I mean, this is our rookie. This is like a rookie celebration board. So like, I feel like without Ibuka on it, just doesn't feel right anymore.
I like that. Yeah, it looks good.
It looks good.
I think that works.
It's spelled right. Buka. Let's see here. Mute yourself, caller. I'll be right with you. Just please mute. Let's try it out. Let's run it back. Let's see if we can get this.
Put the Triple H. Yep.
I might have to tweak his graphic to make it. All right, Hook. So let me just make sure he's gonna. All right, let's try this one more time. Let's run it back for good measure. I give you Triple H and Associates. Here it is.
In a jam, call HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
I'm fine with it. It just makes it better. And I love that it's Triple H, but it's like there's 4 H's. It's just like people are they're gonna come in here and go, what's going on?
Call HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
Do it live. All right, let me hit this phone line real quickly. Actually, let me get the super chat out of the way. This one's from Jackson. Jackson, appreciate your super chat, young man. My boy. He says, 10-man, 1 QB, 2 running back, 3 wide receiver, 2 flex. Drop Tajay Spears due to the IR for Tesla. Well, make sure you can put him on a IR. If you can put him on IR, open up a spot that way. But yeah, Tesla over him. I have a Ayuk in the I should have kept reading. Ayuk in the IR spot. That's debatable. Which one needs to be in there? Think I need to get him back and drop Justice Hill. Well, yeah, I don't need Justice Hill, bro. What are we doing back there? I have Keaton Mitchell, as you should. Yeah, I'm not worried about Justice Hill, bro. Would I bring him back? Maybe Spears, but who else is out there, Jackson? I mean, I'd be tempted to know if there's one of these monsters sitting out there. I mean, look at the board here. Like, would I rather have Woody Marks? Yes. Would I rather have Sean Tucker? Maybe. Would I rather have Fannin Jr. if you need a tight end potentially? Sure. And if that doesn't help you, just call Triple H and
in a jam.
Associates.
Call HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
Oh man. E squared. Double E. All right, phone lines. Let's go over to Brian. Brian, you're live. Or
352? 352?
yeah, 352 or whatever. Is that your father's line?
Yeah, hey, Smitty.
Hey.
Yeah, no, it's me. It's Kirkwood.
Oh, okay. Let me change
Hey,
you out. Kirkwood, what's up?
Oh, no worries. Not much, man. I have one of the draft mates, my 10 team that I chatted the other day. He's got Harvey on the bench. I got a fairly solid team, but I've got Genty, Hendy, my starters, and on the bench I've got Benson, Charbonnet, Little Bill, and Gordon, and I'm trying to figure out how I can get to Harvey possibly, or should I just ride out what I got?
Well, I mean, if you could get Harvey using Benson and a receiver or something, but I highly doubt you're going to get that.
Right. Well, I mean, he threw him on his bench. That was the only reason why I was like thinking, because he's got Bucky.
Yeah, but if you got Harvey on your bench, are you trading him? I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean anything.
That's true.
You just got a lot of depth.
Well,
what do you got wide receiver wise?
Wide receiver, I have wide receivers are Mims, Double E, and Hunter and Wilson.
Garrett Wilson?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to trade if he's your starter. It's hard to trade him, but it's also hard to sit one of them if you're only starting two. So, I mean, I could get behind. Huh?
Excuse me. It's a 3 wide receiver starting league. So.
Okay. Yeah. Well, who is your bench wide receivers then? Is really what I guess I'm asking.
That's just it. I'm weak.
And yeah, you can't. I mean, you can't say, "How do I get this $300,000 house?" Well, you got any money? No. You got any credit? No.
Down $1 a month.
No. You try and put it on layaway. You can put them on layaway. Yeah, unless you're trading one of the dogs. I mean, yeah, I know you. Who's your quarterback? Who's your tight end? You got anything to work with there?
I got Pitts. I got my quarterback. It's Penix, and I've got Pitts.
Yeah.
Like
you had a Josh. If you had a Josh Allen and he had a Mahomes, maybe we could figure it out. But there's nothing here, bro.
Yeah, I got you.
Unless we turn over a log.
All right, man. I appreciate everything you do.
All right, Kirkwood, appreciate you, bro. Sorry about the bad news.
No worries. Have a great day.
Oh, man. 650, you're live. Final caller, 650.
It's Charles.
Charles, my boy. Charles, the Charles that's been dropping the wattage all show?
Yep, that's me.
All right, Charles, what can I do? Appreciate you, first of all.
Hey, no problem. Happy to help out.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a question. What's your opinion on Luther Burden from Chicago? Would you keep him, or would you drop him for like a Dobbs or Tyquan Thornton?
Dobbs?
With, Rice out.
Dobbs? Like the Green Bay Packer Dobbs?
Yeah.
No. And Thornton, no. Ollie Gordon, sure. Okay. You know, but am I dropping? No.
Right.
But Burden, I like a lot. I hate his situation, but I like him as a player. He's a dog. I just think he might be in like an inconsistent environment, you know. He's a dog though. He's so good. I had him ranked above Ted McMillan skill set wise as a prospect. You know, obviously his situation is not as good as Ted, so Ted can be better than him. But yeah, this ain't a great spot for him, but it's also not like the worst spot for him, but it's not great. I think Ben Johnson could, if he believes that he could become his St. Brown, and I know Adunze might be, but he might manufacture so many touches that he makes him kind of like, you know, him and DJ Moore could be used very uniquely. And if DJ Moore ends up playing running back, which I know we're all kind of laughing at right now, but I don't know. It's really weird how much they're focusing on that in practice. Then who knows what the hell happens, because Swift is very injury prone, And keep in mind, Ben Johnson was a part of the regime in Detroit that got rid of Swift. And so we don't really know how that's looking right now. And I think Swift never got a lot of volume at all under Ben Johnson. So but he wasn't fully in charge of everything back then. So it's hard to fully know, what's what. But he was, it wasn't like Ben Johnson was making the decision to trade Swift away. It wasn't all Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson, I'm sure, had a hand in that. He would have spoke up. If like, don't trade my guy. Like, I love him. You don't do it. But he's like, sure. So I don't know. I don't know if he's like totally sold on Swift, and we'll see what happens. And Swift's very injury prone. He obviously stayed healthy the last 2 years, but I still think he's injury prone. I would say if that happens, long story short, if DJ Moore gets lots of running back run, then yeah, man, who knows? Who knows what happens with Luther Burden? I kind of like him as a emergency rotation of wide receiver 3s in best ball.
Okay. And I'll take the live video.
Take what?
Take the live video.
Take a live video. Okay, but do you want the I've got 2 of them, so I've got this one here that goes take a live, or do you want the
take a big lap? We don't need your head ass coming back.
The first one. Okay.
Yeah.
He wants the first one. All right.
All
right. Old school.
I appreciate it.
Hey, Charles, appreciate you, bro.
Classic.
All right. Classic. Attaboy. Thank you.
All right.
Call in anytime. Charles, call in anytime. I got you in the system here. Travis, final thoughts? Anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, just Sean Payton just said Marvin Mims will be back at practice on Monday, so
nice.
Good news if that happens.
That's
and then Jaylen Reed, it doesn't look good for him for the season, really.
Yeah, no.
I guess it came out he's going to try and play through a Jones fracture, which is like on your pinky toe.
Yeah.
And the normal timetable, if you have surgery, like you'll need surgery probably. If you have the surgery, it's like 10, 11 weeks or something. So.
Yeah, like I said on this show, I was talking about it earlier on the show. I was saying that don't be surprised if he just pops up and he's going on IR. Like, that's going to happen at some point. So that's why the guy earlier was asking, should he cut Reed for, I forget what it was he was asking, but I'm like, look, it might feel like that's crazy now, but I do not think Reed is going to just play all year. He's trying to not have the surgery, but he's probably going to end up on IR at some point. It might be like randomly too. It might just be out of the blue. It's like, hey, Reed's going on IR. Like, and he'll be
even if he plays through it, it's awfully hard to do. Like, he's not going to be 100%.
Awfully hard to do when you don't even get used in 3 wide receiver sets too. So, I mean, 2 wide receiver sets. He's only used with 3 wide receiver sets anyway, and he's inefficient with that injury. And this increases Matthew Golden's value, regardless. Like, adjust and adapt season. Like, this is one of those things. I'm not claiming to think Golden's a world star, but I certainly am starting to like him more because the volume has to be there for him. And if it isn't, it's not guaranteed because. Kraft, we've been watching Reed be in a position where he should have got fed and he didn't. So it's like, it's hard to know. But again, Reed was never out there in 2 wide receiver sets. He was only out there in 3.
Right.
So that explains some of why he didn't get enough volume. But, Golden, they have a invested interest in trying to force him the ball and making their decision a good one. But hard to say. I like Golden a lot more with this news for sure.
And just real quick, I'll jump off the phone. For the 1.2 to get Hendy, would you give up more than Achane? Like, would you give up Achane and the 1.08? Is that too much for you at that point?
What, say the whole thing?
Achane and the 1.08 for Hendy.
Achane, the 1.08 for Hendy. Again, kind of comes down to who this is. If this ends up being Harvey, it'd be devastating later. I like Hendy I mean, I like Hendy a lot, but Achane's still, like right there. I don't know. This seems like it could be a lot. It depends on what this is. If it ends up being Tyler Warren or Golden, it's still a lot to give up, but it's kind of, I understand it. It could be worth it. I mean, Hendy to me, is the next Tamir Gibbs. So I want Hendy, but I don't know. Chat, what do you think on this one? Would you rather have Achane in the 1.8 or, let me go over this damn screen. Achane of the 1.8?
I don't think he's going to do it anyway. It's actually Duvall. Him and I are talking about a potential trade, but I don't think he'll do it. But I'm just kind of kicking it around and seeing if it's worth it.
Chat?
Trying to figure some things out.
Chat, what side? Achane vote. Achane.
Original line was trash.
Achane. Hendy. Achane.
Oh, a lot of Achane.
A lot of Achane. So negative. Negative, sir.
All right.
All right, I'll be back. Appreciate you, Travis.
Right.
Later.
Thanks, Smitty. Bye.
Kayla, I appreciate this. But welcome to the only fantasy show you'll ever need. Last year I won my season because of Smitty. Thank you. Appreciate you, bro. What's up? Earliest you pick Gordon in a rookie draft? Great question. And the answer to that, Dave, is honestly like 9, 10, 11, 12. But I'm trying to get him in the top of 2. But I wouldn't mess around. Honestly, I wouldn't. I would take him at 1.11 if I needed to. Trade away Njoku and JCM for Kittle. Definitely rather have Kittle for this year. But could this backfire and Kittle get hurt and then you never see Kittle return to form or something? It's certainly possible. He's an older player that abuses his body. And then this one here. And thanks again. This one goes out to my boy. Here we go. All right, Charles, let me put you on here. Charles, put you on this. This is the one you wanted to be on, and I don't want to forget. Let me throw your message on here. Charles dropped a $100 super chat. Any $100 super chat, you get to sponsor a video all year long and have your name played or shown whenever the video plays. So Charles B, appreciate you, my boy. Let's put you right here on the screen. I'll drop you right in the corner here. And every time this video plays, you will be a part of history, my friend. Thank you, Charles, for dropping that $100 super chat. All right, back to the question. Where was I? Kittle? Yeah, there's a chance you could regret this later, but I'd probably take this if there's a lot of money to be won. If there wasn't a lot of money to be won, you could say JCM is better value, potentially long term, but Kittle could play 2 more years, at the high level. I have 5th pick, 12-man. I'm planning Gibbs, BTJ, then Bowers. Guys, would you rather have Kittle? Can you vote on that one, please? Thank you. Thank you, 4799 says, I love this show so much. Thank you. Appreciate you. I would say the chat's going to probably like the Kittle side, but guys, vote on that one. JCM and Njoku or Kittle, please vote on that one. And look, JCM can vanish as quickly as he rose up. You don't really know. But we've been high on him for a reason. He's not a flash in the pan to us, but who knows? I think if you can win money, I'm going Kittle. I have the 5th pick, 12-man. I'm leaning Gibbs, BTJ, then Bowers. What do you think? I love that. I mean, Bowers in round 3 would be freaking crazy. Gibbs, BTJ, Bowers, of course. If you could, I could tell you right now that is best player available. Plain and simple, no matter what you face in your draft. So I could cement that in. That would be best player available. Where's JCM's ADP? I can't find an accurate spot. Probably like round 9. I would say 8, 9, 10. Depends. You could go 12. It's all over the map. And where do you predict he could rise in weeks in time when I draft? I don't think he'll go any higher than like 8 or 9. But I think you start going higher than that, and you are not accounting for some of the risk involved. So that makes sense. There's just too many other players. Like Charbonnet, I take over JCM, and he's going sometimes in like 9. So I'm not going to rise him past that. Sharps is a league winner. Famous with a $10 hauler. Smitty, why does ESPN Yahoo Sleepers suck at grading drafts? Because they don't. They're very safe with the rookies. It's like even some of the Vegas stuff. People say the Vegas odds are great. The Vegas odds are not great. The Vegas odds are based and move based on the people. It's not. Vegas has a baseline to start with, but the lines move based on the people. That's what's so funny about when people are like, oh, Vegas never misses. They know what they're talking about. Hunter's going to get 700 yards receiving, and Vegas knows what they're doing. Vegas sets this number, and then all these people that are on this side and all these people that are on this side keep that right where it is. And then if maybe 400 people come over on the over side on the 700, the line will move to get the same number of people on this side, so that Vegas can break even on it. Vegas doesn't want to make money on the actual number. They're trying to set it to where they think it's in the middle of where the people want it. And then that way they can keep the line right where it needs to be, keep equal amount, and then they get that 10% VIG in the middle. And that's all Vegas is interested in. Out of the thousands and thousands of Travis Hunter bets, they just want 10% of the VIG. Out of the thousands of this player, this player, this player, this player, that's what Vegas does. It's so funny to me that people will go to these Vegas lines and try and use them as predictive marks and markers. They're not predictive, but I would say that the reason ESPN and these platforms are so bad is they're very conservative, and they don't want to put their there's no I don't know. I'd never get an A grade. I never get an A grade. Even on Underdog, they're always projecting me to be like middle of the pack in the projections, always, because I'm drafting a lot of rookies. So don't worry about it. It's a badge of honor. If I got graded high by ESPN, I might question whether I had a good draft. $10 hauler, trade Lamar for Egbuka and Fields. In a redraft setting, I don't think you can do quite that. If it were a different like Bo Nix, I'd do it. Fields is tough because it could go well, it could go bad. If you had like a different quarterback like Nix, I might be considerate. But the thing is, Lamar goes ahead of Egbuka, so it's not a good move value-wise, bro. I'm gonna say no. As much as I love Egbuka and the Triple H and Associates.
In a jam, call HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
As much as I love getting me some Triple H and Associates, let's pump the brakes on like just trying to like not get any value anywhere. Let's see if I can tweak something real quickly. This would be to the power of 3. Okay, to the power of 3. Let me see if I can. And then this one would be to the power of 2. And let's run this back and see how this looks now. There's a lot of science involved here with this particular slide. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot going on here that I think the average person that walks in here isn't going to quite know what's going on and be able to handle the science and data involved. So this is E squared right here. This is E to the 3. Let's run this back one more time for good measure. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Triple H and Associates.
In a jam, call HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
Okay, and I'll change I'll probably have him somewhere else. So it's not, maybe he needs to go in the corner here. Like maybe he's like, I don't know, maybe he's over poking his head out of the side. Spin him around here. I'll get a different graphic because this is kind of busy. And then he'll come in from the left side. All right, here we go. Let's run this back one more time. Triple H and Associates for good measure. Here we go. Come on.
Jam. Call HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
Looks beautiful. Looks absolutely beautiful. All right. Appreciate you all, guys. You guys absolutely rock. Can't thank you enough. Jim with the super chat. Jim, thank you, pal. Just showing love to the best fantasy football advice show on YouTube. You're the man. Thank you, Jim. Jam 85. Appreciate you, Jim. I'll see you all. Wait, hold on. Is there a yeah, love these. Rusty, how many leagues did you miss out on getting Ibuka in? He says, first of all, Rusty, I've already broken this down, and before anybody even knew his name, practically, this channel, January, talking about this, that Ibuka is the number 2 by far best receiver in the draft class, maybe the number 1 in terms of route running, the most NFL ready. You couldn't be further from the truth. Ibuka just ran a lot of crossing routes in college. Bro, you couldn't be further from the truth. This guy navigated and roamed around offenses based on the desire of a coach that had to constantly move him around because he's playing with Jeremiah Smith, Garrett Wilson, MHJ, JSN. This guy's played with better wide receivers than any wide receiver in the National Football League that is in the league right now. This guy's wide receiver room is better in college than it is right now in Tampa with Mike Evans in it. So this guy absolutely knows every route in the book, played all the positions, navigates all over the field. This is one of the most ridiculous takes I've ever seen, to be honest with you, Rusty. And it reeks of, I don't have any shares of Emeka Egbuka, so I'm going to trash the man. I mean, come on, bro. Wild take. Just absolutely wild. Don't try and say he's fun to watch or trying to dial back what you just said. What you just said, you just said. A $2 hauler, my Hendy May for Burrow Pacheco. Context needs to be had here, Eddie. It's a super flex. If it's a 1 QB, which I assume it is because you would have said super flex, I think. I want Hendy and May by a country mile in a 1 QB. Super flex would be different, but in a 1 QB, that's my answer. Charles B. I got to put this back over on the take a lap. I need to press this for Rusty. I needed to press that for Rusty anyway. There you go, Rusty. Egbuka only ran crossing routes. Oh, boy. Bro's the most versatile. Bro runs routes already like neighbors. Emeka Egbuka is one of the most crafty route runners in the league right now. In the entire National Football League, Rusty. You watch. Like, Rusty, he is maybe in the next Malik Neighbors. Should I ditch A.J. Brown since I have Jettas? I wouldn't put it like that, but yeah, of course I would trade him because I'm very worried about A.J. Brown. His health, you know. Egbuka, minimalist route runner. Okay. I'll see you all later. Appreciate every single one of you.
In a jam, call HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
See you all later. Appreciate every single one of you. Thank you, Charles. Oh, by the way, 8 p.m. Eastern, the highest super chatter gets the open Marsman spot. There is an open Marsman spot. Unfortunately, we have one of the members that had to step away briefly. We don't know, but we're not giving the spot back. Like, I'll have something else for the individual if they're able to come back into the fold and get them in the Superflex League the next year or whatever. But we have an open Marsman spot. And that draft has already taken place. It was the auto team. It was the team that got let me read off the roster to you. It was the team that got autoed the entire way, the Marsman spot. So you will be taking on that spot. There's obviously an entry fee, like $100 to get into the league. It goes to the winner, all that. But the highest super chatter of the 8 p.m. show will be getting the Marsman spot. The Marsman spot that is available. Let me read that team off, just so you know what you're getting into. And this is a big deal because you get the spot the next year. I mean, unless you lose the league, you get moved down to the Moonman spot. So if you lose the league, you go down to the Moonman, but you never get bumped out of the Moonman. You're in the cycle. But you could move down, but you're guaranteed in the Moonman Marsman leagues moving forward. So yeah, it sucks you got to take on a team that you didn't draft, but it's pretty awesome that you let me see if I can read this team off. It is as follows. Where's this damn team? See you soon, I think it was what the team was, right? Yeah. Lamar Jackson, Saquon Barkley, Alvin Kamara, DJ Moore, Cortland Sutton, Brock Bowers, Zay Flowers, Quinshon Judkins, Baltimore Ravens defense, Jared Goff, Brian Robinson Jr., Tajay Spears, Adam Thielen, Mooney, and Colston Loveland. So, needs a little bit of tender love and care, but it's got some good pieces. Lamar, Barkley, Kamara, DJ Moore, Brock Bowers, Flowers. Pretty solid. Judkins if he comes around for you. So, Marsman spot open and available. Who's going to grab it during the 8 p.m. show? Who's going to become a part of the Marsman Moonman community going forward and being it year in and year out, drafting on the show live in the Marsman League? Spot available. Come get it at 8 p.m. Eastern. See you all at 8 p.m. See you all later. Appreciate you.
Achane. Achane is the man. His haters call him small.
But he is 9 feet tall.
Achane is the man.
In a jam, call HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.